You suggested it, so I think you should be the first one to do it.
You start the bit. See, you suggested you're coming here with all these ideas, but you can't.
Okay. Fucking hell. 3, 2, 1.
Have you read Kofi Annan's autobiography? Interventions by Kofi Annan.
Belong to us.
Come in, Zeus 4. Welcome to Shobocast episode number. This week we'll talk about the 10th Planet by Kit Pidler?
By Doctor Who.
Kit Pedler and Jerry Goldsmith, isn't it?
Yeah. Season 4, episode 6, 2.
Well, story 2.
Episode
Story
69.
Story 2.
Also known as the First Doctor's last story.
And the Cyberman's first.
And the Cyberman's first. So yeah, we're gonna get into that.
What's your name?
Sorry, sorry. My name's
Who are
Dan.
you?
I'm with Dan, as usual.
That's
well, not
me.
Sort of as usual.
I'm back. I have internet this time.
Now permanent member Harry and
Bonjour.
never official member Cameron, but he's always here anyway.
We keep changing the Discord link, and he keeps turning up somehow.
We didn't give him a key, but he keeps letting himself in somehow.
He's stealing like butter from my fridge, like by the handful.
Yeah.
That's not
Like
the worst he's done.
I'll open like a pack of Lurpak, and there's just like a hand.
You don't know what he's
handshake.
using it for, Dan, honestly.
I don't know. I don't
Lurpak-
see.
The Lurpak left in that pack isn't actually Lurpak, it's Flora. I just take a scoop out.
And then
I
replace
knew
it
there was
with a
something
different
wrong
brand.
with it. And he's like going. He's dropping all the bananas and
Yeah,
putting them
funny
back
man.
in.
Parties.
But you're out of shape.
Is he taking the bananas to the parties?
He might have been taking the bananas to the parties. I feel like I've
They were very
participated
cordial.
in a reference I don't understand.
You what?
Doctor
You
Who.
what?
You
No,
what?
a podcast. That's what this is. This is the Shobocast, a podcast allegedly about Doctor Who. I got it, and I said it.
Change the Twitter to that.
Go ahead, Dan. Tell us about your new crib.
My new crib. Oh, yeah, so we've moved house. That's why I didn't have internet for the last couple episodes. I listened to the Meglos one. It's quite a good episode.
Congratulations.
Really? Was it though?
I liked the bit where you all went mad at the end.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was that discussion was odd because I kept thinking, "Oh, I've got a thing I can say about this." Oh, this is a recording. I can't participate.
You were there,
yeah,
but
we've
you
been
couldn't get a word in edgeways. You're going, yeah.
At the time of recording, the Family of Blood episode is not out, so I might.
Yeah, that's still in the
hello.
edit. But that is quite a short one from what I remember.
Oh, is it?
I think
Good,
it's,
because I don't enjoy listening to you three.
you just said you enjoyed listening.
Well, no, I that's because there were times when you said my name. I was like, and I just fast forwarded between those
shout
bits.
Out, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but the new place is nice. It's got 2 floors.
Got an open plan wardrobe.
It's got an open plan wardrobe. It's got a much bigger
This is
living
what
room.
you do with all the podcast money you keep to yourself.
We're actually we've actually got, but I've been keeping that info from you so I can keep all of the money,
On
the
your
revenue.
2 floors.
My 2 floors. Yeah, we're getting sponsorships from. You don't know how. Every week.
No.
Every week we have 3 sponsored segments by Squarespace, but I sneak them in and keep all the money.
That's impressive since you don't do the editing.
Well, the thing is, since there's 2 people here called Dan, the editing software doesn't know the difference, so I can sneak in. I can sneak into your computer. That's how computers work, isn't it?
Computers.
That's how the computers work.
Computer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You've
I'm
missed
actually
this,
the
haven't
one
you?
who funds it as the only fan. I'm the one who funds.
OnlyFans?
We should start an OnlyFans. Cameron,
can-
take your top off.
I think
We
that's
can dress up
I
as
think the
doctors.
most like recurring joke on this podcast isn't like, well, by default it must be that email thing. because you please have to be on email.
Oh!
But also, I think every week we mention exchanging
We
news
must.
with each other in some way. I don't know where it came from.
It came from a deep
Came from
love
a
for
mysterious
everyone on.
Snapchat at 3 a.m.
My only fan will be me wearing the Priory set little pyramid that came from the Pyramids of Mars figure set on my head. Just naked.
Fuck yeah.
Very specific niche you've got there, but I think it would pay well.
I think it would. I could put it on my chest like one big tit. Like,
I'd use a destroyed Cassandra figure as a cock ring.
yeah.
Did I just say that out loud? I never thought I'd ever say that.
That might be the worst thing ever said on this podcast, which is impressive because
We finally
every
got
other
it.
sentence is
Oh,
awful.
I've just realised it says episode 28 on the thing still.
Oh, you dog
I do
cunt.
that every week now. Let me check.
Oh, hello.
So, yeah.
Oh, speaking of weird props that Harry has. Oh, don't! That would have been a good edit point if you hadn't all laughed at me. We're gonna have to edit this out again.
No, we're not. But yes, Harry's weird props.
Yeah. So
What stuff
we've
have you
always
been
known
doing,
that
Harry?
Harry's done
Well,
bits with props, but do go into it.
Before COVID, I basically did some work experience for the guy who does most of the props for the new series, and basically, I worked a bit on Revolution of the Daleks. I helped build some of the
Holy
tents
shit.
for the creature prop, and then I also saw
Dan loved that one.
I saw the design stuff for the Timeless Child two-parter, like the Cybermen before they came out. But yeah, I basically got to see some stuff and work on a little bit. I also did some work on the Red Dwarf special that came out. I did the rust effect on the Crichton suit and some.
Yeah,
This is
you'll have to
mad.
bring this up again on our Red Dwarf podcast out next week.
No worries, I definitely.
God, it is a shame we can't exploit the fact you're insider knowledge for any hot scoops.
Yes, no, I'm bound to.
Because I imagine that would get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I
Yes.
imagine if he had anything worth telling, that if he,
Of course, because you are allowed to tell us that that Jodie's being replaced by our friend Paul, which is why he's not been on the podcast for the last few weeks.
that we should probably mention that.
He's been training, he's been working out, he's been
As you
Working
know,
on
everyone who plays
fitness
Doctor Who has to
regime.
have an
He's
8.
been working under Mandeep Gill.
yeah.
Literally.
That depend. They're not. That's not making Doctor Who. That's making something else.
Yeah, a baby.
Depends what you're filming.
Yeah, that's why we haven't seen Paul the last few weeks. He's got a strict training regime.
Definitely.
To get in shape to play the Doctor.
Anything else happened this week? You done anything? What are you up to, Dan? What's that box behind you?
I was going to bring that up. Those right there.
Well,
are
okay then.
known around the world as hubcaps.
Oh,
Oh, you can drive, can't you?
car,
I
haven't
can
they?
drive.
Who allowed
to a
this to
degree.
happen?
I don't know, but they'll regret it. I've inherited
That sounds like
car.
a threat.
It's a Suzuki Swift from 2007 with a 1.3 litre engine.
Oh,
It's not bad. It's in
You're
weird
gonna
condition.
do
Like
Shobocast on the
aesthetically.
road.
Yeah, we might do that. We'll do something like that when we can meet
that would-
up.
Yeah. We can
yeah,
sing
so-
to Doctor Who soundtracks.
It needs a lot doing to it. It's not a lot like of mechanical stuff, just mainly cleaning. It's not been
what are you gonna do
cleaned
to it?
regularly.
Care for it. You need to
I'm
look
gonna get like a live, laugh, love bumper
Come
sticker.
in, pipe.
Something that's really not tacky at all, like that. And yeah, these are all my cleaning bits. You can kind of see here I got some new mats for it. Some wheel covers and microfiber cloths and chamois, and my favourite thing. Hang on.
an AI intelligence so that you can.
Apart from the L plates, which are important, this thing, it's a microfiber wash pad, also known as a monkey mitt, and it feels incredible.
Looks like a mop.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except
It's a mop head.
nicer.
Just you stick it on your hand and
Yeah,
shove
that's
it
me.
up
That's
your
what I've
ass.
been doing. I've been preparing for Ankar. Cameron?
I started watching Modern Who from Rose again the other day.
Oh yes, it was the
Oh,
anniversary.
you've not seen Doctor Who before.
No, I've also got fuck all to do, so I thought I'd do that. Got up to Tennant. Still
but
love
where?
Christopher Eccleston. I was just about to start the Madame de Pompadour one, Girl in the Fireplace.
Ah,
Yeah,
Madame.
Madame. I have a lot to do this
the
week.
grill in
but
the
that's not
fireplace.
stopped me from not doing it.
Whereas I have nothing to do.
I completed the collection of Blu-ray, the Doctor Who collection. I completed my collection. Shut up.
How many of them did you rob off Paul in the end?
Yeah, you got some of
3.
Paul, didn't you?
Yeah, I got. Oh, it was he's an absolute mad lad. I got a very good deal of him.
He is as the youth say, a real one. Is Paul?
Yes.
He's a real one.
He
And
exists.
as the not you say, he is a person.
I don't believe that bit.
Born
I don't
on
either.
Earth.
Speaking of Paul, though, during the week, he created a meme of
Oh
Yeah.
my
sorts.
god, yeah. What?
Not too
Oh,
wankers.
how did that happen?
He was the person who filmed the Doctor Who Wankers bit that has been taken over.
Oh, it's taken Twitter by
By the
storm.
internet.
Yeah,
It's destroyed the internet.
That's mad.
which was
All
quite
Doctor Who
funny
fans
because
are now wankers. Of the
We-
Doctor time.
we saw that bit before everyone else because he sent it to us, and then I went on Twitter afterwards, and it was just loads of Doctor Who people I follow just going Doctor Who Wankers.
Because we're VIPs.
Yeah. And there was me thinking it wouldn't take off, not putting it into the Twitter description, then taking it out, and then going, no, I should probably put that back in, it's funny.
Yeah.
No.
I think Doctor Who wankers is a good name for the fandom.
Yeah, it
I'm gonna
describes him
watch it.
perfectly.
We might rebrand the
On
podcast.
par with Whovians.
Yeah. But, should we start the main bulk of our bullshit?
Anyone who knows will be killed instantly. Welcome to the Shobocast.
Yeah,
That was not words, that one.
the 10th planet. So,
An episode of Doctor Who, I've heard.
episodes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dan. This is, of course, an episode of Doctor Who in which
I imagine that was in your trivia, Cameron.
Yeah, so what were people's thoughts going into it, and who had seen it before and who hadn't seen it at all?
I hadn't seen it. I only recently managed to finish the Web Planet. A fucking awful.
Zabi?
Just so many fucking beeps and bloops. It was 2 hours of.
was it like watching Minions?
It was 2 hours of beeps and bloops and
No, it got
men in
fucking
ant costumes.
At
They
the
what?
time, it got like one of the highest averages of Doctor Who ratings.
It's
even though,
awful.
even though it's like 6 parts, it got like an average of 12 million rate views.
I think the one what's the one before it? The
Um,
Romans or something. I think that was the one I watched before it because that was great. I love the Romans, but I hated this.
Then Web Planet, then The Crusade, which is worse than the Web Planet.
Oh man, it was just so bad, and it took me genuinely like a month and a half to force myself to watch it. But 10th Planet was really good.
10th Planet is very good. And the Cybermen, this design of Cybermen, I don't care what anyone says, it's the best. It is
I do enjoy it.
It's aged really well.
They're
Yeah.
like human. They just like, it's more creepy because they are more human. And it's just like, also, one thing I loved about the Cybermen in this story is all the Cybermen from future stories do things with like emotional intent. Like they actually do things just to kill someone. Like, whereas these Cybermen, they don't, like, when they were taking the people prisoner, they actually allowed them to try and get their friend back because it didn't affect their plan. Which sort of makes them
they're
more cold.
logical.
Because then, yeah, which I quite like because they only do things for a reason, even if it's a bad reason.
Yeah. I'm going to point out, I do know what happens. I haven't seen it before, but I've seen bits of it. My voice is going a lot now. I don't know why. For this like watch along thing, I'm still on episode 2 because I've had a really tight schedule at the moment.
You've taken over the role of Paul in this episode.
Yeah,
then.
I know. I will finish it though. So, I'm enjoying it so far.
The animation is good for character, but not good for like movement. I'd
No,
say.
the movement is a bit weird in episode 4.
Yeah, but the actual character on the face looks great. Like they look.
Yeah.
But that's because it's the style of animation.
Yeah.
From the more recent ones,
The
where
bit I don't like in the animation, though, is they fix a mistake from the live-action bit, and that I like, which is you can see the Cybermen's eyes in the suit when it's meant to just be blackness. And I like that a lot because you can still see the human under it, because the eyes are moving around and everything. And I think it looks more sinister that way than just an inky black void. And I prefer it more to the later classic Cybermen where you can see the mouth under the plastic guard.
Yeah. I like how the mouths move for these ones, though, where it just opens and like noise comes out and then it shuts.
Yeah.
That's what they
The
sound like.
pacing,
A perfect
their
impression.
vocal pacing hadn't been discovered yet, had it?
The what?
When you, like the vocal pacing of how they say the words, when you compare it to the modern Cybermen, to these guys where they just like extend every other vowel.
It's quite cool. I like
It's
it.
I had the
to
subtitles
listen
on.
to.
I had the subtitles on, and they extended the vowels in the subtitles as well.
Yeah.
Nice. You know, it reminds me of like when like toddlers try to speak, and they're saying like full strings of sentences, but they don't know what to emphasize on because they don't know what the words actually mean.
And then they keep talking about plans to like steal all the energy from.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's like also, it's like how computers do speak because like they don't know, like you were saying,
it's like a
they don't know how to
text-to-speech thing.
emphasize
Yeah.
what words, so it like sounds like computerized. Each syllable is a different recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's like archived stuff, like Siri or whatever, and it's like kind of
And
all over the place.
Yeah. And I really like the bulkiness of like everything. Like they
They're
are
so big.
I
Yeah.
like that, though. I think it's really cool. Like, and I love the guns that come off the bottom of their chest units that they hold.
Yes.
I think that's a good design. I just love these Cybermen. The
And
story,
having like seen this now, they really do nail it in Hard Enough in Time.
Hmm.
There's especially the speech patterns and stuff. It's exactly the same.
I think they nailed it, like the costume wise so well in Modern Enough in Time. It's because it's such a simple costume.
Yeah, and the changes they do make sense. Like I didn't realise until this episode. I thought after watching Old Enough in Time that they always had gloves. Obviously, it's to disguise Bill's darker hands, because otherwise I'd give it away. If they just straight up used bare hands like they did in this. So I always assumed that they just had gloves anyway from that episode. But going back and watching this,
Oh,
I was
they
like,
didn't.
oh yeah, they've got fleshy hands.
although
Nice.
one thing I discovered from the special features is because we've always thought that the Cybermen from 10th Planet's hands were flesh-coloured, but that Annika Wills, who played Polly, actually said that they were painted silver, so they didn't look flesh-coloured. They look like normal hands.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's one thing that everyone gets sort of wrong, really.
I
And also-
assumed,
It looks-
like
I
in
think it
colour
looks
that they-
better with flesh-coloured hands. Like Dan's got a Mondasian Cyberman figure in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got flesh on that.
Yeah, no, it looks better flesh-coloured, but
Yeah.
they weren't actually in the original, but everyone thinks they were because they just looked like normal hands.
Hmm.
But also, I don't think there's any colour photos of the actual Cyberman. Oh,
No.
No, there's not.
I made him do a dab.
Oh,
Is
he's
it this
dab-
one, or is it Moon-based with this sort of Cyberman, where I'm pretty sure you can see a Cyberman with a wedding ring on?
So Moonbase don't have hands showing, so it would have to be this one.
Yeah. I think it's this anyway. It may have just been a behind-the-scenes photo of, but I'm pretty sure I've seen somewhere a classic Cyberman with hands with a wedding ring on.
That's quite funny.
Yeah. But I think it's in like the same bit where he's having a cigarette, so it's like it would make sense that he's wearing it in the.
Oh, that's from Adventure in Space and Time then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
So they've evidently put that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because the smoking bit was based on a photo.
No, the photo's from Invasion. The photo of the Cybermen
No, the
smoking is from
The photo's
Invasion.
from Revenge,
Oh, is
isn't
it
it?
from
Like,
Revenge?
yeah, I think it's a photo shoot.
It's
from
an older story, yeah, because it's the.
I know it's an old Cyberman story, but and they're not wearing gloves; they've got like painted hands or something. But he's wearing a wedding ring.
That's from Tom Baker. His era. It was a publicity shoot, I think.
Revenge is alright.
Yeah,
I feel like it gets a bit too much hate. It's not
I
great.
watched it again recently, and I don't know.
It's
It's
got
the new
it's got the seal of Rassilon in it before it was the seal of Rassilon.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that there?
The Vogons must have been influenced
Yeah,
by
it's like a
Gallifrey.
massive logo on the floor. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Funny.
but so one thing I want to point out quickly from the first episode is how the guards reacted to seeing Polly in the snow.
Oh, I had a note about that. They were so horny.
Mamma mia!
Just like
a woman in the South Pole.
stops running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a thing for the times.
Polly, it was such. Oh, actually, this story did piss me off for how it treated Polly, because
Yeah.
like the coffee thing, that she was just useless.
As
Like,
my
I'm
only
not
experience
writing.
of Polly is this episode. I didn't think much of her.
No, well, it's a shame because she's a bit more. She has a bit more of a part in the moon base, but she's basically the same in the moon base. Like they get her to make the coffee in that as well, and it's just. Oh.
I did really like Ben though.
Yeah, Ben was great in this one.
I've not seen up to this bit in Classic Who at all. It's my only experiences really with Ian and Barbara, and I'm on Ian and Barbara and Vicky now, which is a much better combination because, as I think I've mentioned one or two times, I don't like Susan.
You don't like Susan? You never mentioned.
I should bring. I feel like I should mention that. I said that yet. But yeah, he was as a companion. He was like a really active protagonist.
He's not like that.
Oh, I like his London accent.
Hi, Doctor.
Oh, but cool, blimey.
Okay, then, Polly, you blow your bloody head off.
Oh,
He's
but I
not
killed
that-
Solomon, isn't it?
Young man who can do stuff, so William Hartnell didn't have to be as active in that role. It's the same role that Harry was going to portray, but they then cast Tom Baker, who could do all the active stuff. But he is a Royal Naval seaman, and yeah, and so he is like fit and active and everything, and it's really good, and he does work well as a companion.
Hey, guys.
Like his chemistry with Polly and the Doctor is brilliant.
When he gets thrown over that wall.
Oh god, I thought he'd actually.
No, it's quite good. Well done. He's not as good as he is in this one in all of his stories, but
That's a shame.
it's definitely a good story for him. But it's a terrible story for Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that was just like a pretty typical
Yeah.
woman being written in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, because like those companions would have just come in, so they wouldn't have had much writing for them. But one thing I wanted to say is I love Hartnell's last words, because obviously regeneration at this point wasn't like a well settled thing. Like it wasn't even called regeneration then. But his last words are just so like sort of understated.
Yeah, I never thought I'd get so emotional over hearing an old man say "later, skater," but I did.
You haven't even seen that episode yet.
I've seen a clip on YouTube. We all
were they? I
watched
can't
We
remember.
used to watch them on YouTube.
So just after he says all over, it's far from being all over.
It's far from being all over.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Then he says,
I like that they
last
keep
word-
that mistake in the animation.
His last words.
Is just stumbling towards the camera.
His last words, which they then retcon in Twice Upon a Time, but in this, it's good. Keep warm. Like he said, like because they give him his coat, and it's just like really, I don't know. It seems really heartfelt. He's just like, thank you. You're looking after me. Keep warm. I'm gonna die.
Should we talk? I mean, should we talk about regeneration then, as this is the first one?
Hmm.
I mean, like it's a conversation that's had a million times, but that's not going to stop us doing it.
Yeah, I would say it's an iconic part of the show, Dan. I don't think anyone.
That's a really interesting point. Would you say it's an ingenious piece of in-law?
I would say it's genius. I'd say
It's
yeah.
an part of television history in general, because so many things have copied it since.
Like
Oh,
Johnny
you want me to
English.
give examples? Fuck.
EastEnders.
It's ingenious because obviously had they not
Oh my
done
god, Dan.
this way, then it would have been, they could have just recast it and it's the same Doctor, just a bit like James Bond.
Yeah.
But instead they decided to embrace it and it became part of the lore and has become as synonymous with the show as everything else that
I
the
love
show
how
does.
mystical it was originally as well.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Troughton, when he said it's part of the TARDIS, like it wasn't even like supposed to be a thing that was to do with his species. It was like he said it's part of a TARDIS. Without it, I couldn't survive in Paragon.
Sorry to
But-
interrupt a second.
Yeah.
Dan just mentioned EastEnders. I'd just like to remind everyone that next week we are discussing Dimensions in Time.
Well, I don't want.
Well,
to-
we
Are
are.
we?
So carry on.
Ben, who said this?
Well, it's episode 30 and we're doing the 30th anniversary.
Oh, fuck.
No.
We did the same with 20 and 10. We've got to do the 30.
Can't we just do a complain about Chibnall episode instead?
Can we watch the animation of Dark Dimension instead?
No.
No.
Okay,
I would like to watch that though at some point.
it's okay.
So the American shouty man as well at the
Oh, the man from Boston.
Oh,
He's from
One of-
Boston.
One of the
He's from
few
Boston.
decent American accents in Classic Who.
yeah, it's just like
Was that an American actor or was it
I
a
don't know.
British guy doing a Boston accent?
I'm walking here.
I'm
Oh, you're
not too sure because I couldn't remember what his character was called to look him up. But
You tell you're from Boston.
Oh, fucking insane psychopath.
yeah, but we do get the
I
line
like
of, I don't like your tone.
I don't
So
like
it's
your face either. Nor your
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good reply. I wrote that down actually.
yeah,
Like that's like the Doomsday Dalek Cyberman. Like
yeah. And then we get all the stuff about the computer that the Antarctic. Which one is it? I can't remember. South Pole.
Antarctic?
The South Pole, we'll say, because it's easier to remember. And Ben, who is from 1966, thinking they have all of this technology in 1986 is quite sweet with hindsight.
Yeah, no, there was the moment when they looked at the calendar and go, "Oh, we're a way out." I was like, it took me a good 10-20 seconds to realise by 1986 they meant the future.
Yeah. Yeah. And the space fatigue that the two astronauts in Zeus 4 have is just completely daft, where they're just moving in slow motion.
yeah. And when he moves the levers, the other two levers move at the same time. They call TARDIS the Hut.
They got the what to the pop.
They call the TARDIS the Hut, which is weird.
Jabba the
Oh,
Hutt
yeah.
makes an appearance in this, and it's odd.
Who?
What?
What's a big sexy space slug?
The Cyberman reveal at the end of episode 1 is quite cool, where it's like his hand reaches over the coat and then it moves up to his face, and then you can see the edge of the set like slightly on the left come into shot.
Oh, Cameron, is this in your trivia? Because I noticed at the start of the episode, the two guys in the spaceship, their spacesuits looked very similar
Star Wars.
to Bosk from Star Wars. Yes.
Just because
Is it the
this
same
suit.
costume?
They
It is
came,
the same costume.
they came from another program before Doctor Who though,
Yeah.
Really?
and they're actually from a spacesuit. I think that was their origins. It was in a movie before Doctor Who, like a color movie, and then but they got it from an actual spacesuit. Like, I'll look it up.
That's incredible.
It's the
Yeah.
same.
Bosk the bounty hunter is
Yeah.
the suits from these. I don't know why I've got it in my notes here, but this is Ben and Polly as companions only have one complete story in the archives.
Really?
Yeah,
The War Machines.
yeah. War Machines is the only one that they've
Well,
got
even
complete.
that is not complete because it's got all the episodes surviving, but the actual censor clips, because they got, I think it was an Australian copy, so the censor clips don't actually survive
Hmm.
from the story.
What do you mean by censor clips?
Well, for a lot of the missing stories that have been recovered from Australia or haven't been recovered, so the ones that have been recovered from Australia often are missing the censor clips because Australian audience, they used to cut out like the bits that they deemed too scary to show on Australian TV from their imports that they got. But that's the reason why a lot of clips, like scary clips, survive because they've actually kept the sense clips. Like the scene from Fury from the Deep with Oakenquill screaming is a sense clip that was cut from Fury from the Deep, and that's why it survives.
Huh.
That film is First Men in the Moon from 1964.
That's it. And then
BT Dubs.
How
How dare you yell at my brilliant podcast.
Polly says Malaysia funny. The country Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Malaysia? That part there looks like Malaysia.
I also noticed on Mondas, it's just the globe upside down.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny. Has anyone checked if Mondas is actually like an ancient name for Earth or something?
Let's give it a googs.
I tried to find, but I just kept coming up with Doctor Who things, but I do like how, as well, the Doctor manages to predict something will happen, and he does it correctly, and the Army General's just like, nah, you're still lying, mate.
A confidence trick.
Yes, and then the UN decides to call Jodrell Bank in Manchester, because there wasn't telescopes in 1966, apparently. But there were. There was one in Germany.
Jodrell Bank is a telescope. It's just a radio telescope.
I've been there. I went there
Yeah.
a couple of years ago to a festival as a
Yeah,
roadie.
it is.
It's
The
just not
time
a
this was
visible light
written, it
telescope.
would have been the biggest movable radio telescope in the world.
A bit of trivia: these Cybermen actually had names.
No.
Keith,
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Yeah, Keith, Greg,
Steve,
Jeremy,
and
Steve.
Arnold.
Yes,
Owen Arnold,
that
yeah.
is definitely it.
And Mrs.
I
Arnold.
There's Krail,
She's in the
Shav.
scene.
Shav.
yeah, Talon, and another one, which
And the other one.
The other one.
It's too scary. We are not allowed to say it on free media.
Shav
can't
2.
find the other one. But yeah, there's Shav, Talon, and Krail.
Yeah. Although it's interesting them actually mentioning Jodrell Bank in this, because that's where the Fourth Doctor regenerates later on in the show.
Oh yeah.
What,
He
the
falls
Barrow
off it. Yeah, that's meant to be Jodrell Bank.
Ah.
And he
I
falls
know.
off the giant telescope.
Yeah,
They were going to film there, but it became too expensive.
I watched
Um,
that yesterday, Logopolis, with its new stuff.
I do enjoy when the Cybermen first show up. They have a karate chop action.
Yeah.
they're not using the guns. They're just hiya.
and then they grab people by the face and just basically just hold their face, and then they fall asleep.
Yeah, that's quite a cool thing, though.
Yeah.
I like that. They should
The
have.
Cybermen do loads of stuff in this story that they then never do again.
Yeah, but that's the
Like
same with
karate chops.
Like in Moonbase, they hypnotize them with their hands. Same
Yeah.
with Cybermen, but then
These are things that work well, that you'd think as an evolutionary species, as the Cybermen, they would keep these things like the hypnotism and just being
Well,
able to hold someone's face and make them go sleepy bye-bye.
That's why I like the idea that they sort of originate in multiple different ways. So, each variation of the Cybermen would have evolved with a slightly different.
These
power.
are different Cybermen to the ones from World Enough and Time.
Well, they're both
Because
from
they are travelling to Mondas. Yet
Yeah.
they're on the
No, it was a Mondas colony ship. It was coming from Mondas, wasn't it?
Yeah,
No,
I think.
it was going to Mondas.
No, it was coming from
No, it wouldn't be
Mondas
going to Mondas.
because they were Mondasians.
Yeah. Oh shit, we've gone out. Let's
Cybermen.
pop
I hate that name.
Okay, then someone needs to update the trivia on this episode for IMDb because it says it's coming to Mondas.
that. Okay, let me check up.
I don't
I'm
get
a
why it would be going to Mondas.
World Enough and Time.
But yeah, even if it was coming from Mondas, then there's still the thing of they're happening at different things because this happens before and they're and things.
Well, they mention in that episode like the Cybermen is just like the inevitable end of humanity.
Yeah.
Like wherever there's humans, there will eventually be
Its
Cybermen.
origin is Mondas.
Okay.
Suck it, Cameron, you dickhead.
I guess I
Take
will.
that. Take that, you fool.
But yeah. But yeah, as an evolutionary species, you've got these traits that you've got that work effectively, and then they get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, I hated them introducing like gold as a weakness.
Yeah, and it took them until Matt Smith to actually correct that.
Yeah. I don't. It's just.
Like, it's funny.
You're a fucking Tom Baker with a gun.
Yeah, for the Cybermen in that era, it makes sense for them to have gold as a weakness because that's sort of campy bullshit they did then.
Yeah.
But
Also,
to
Simon.
forget about it for 40 years.
I just think. But then they reuse it in Silver Nemesis and like Ace like slingshots gold sovereigns.
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Nemesis, the one Cyberman story that's worse than Revenge of the Cybermen.
That's why we
strong words.
Nightmare in Silver as well.
Attack's pretty bad.
Ascension is pretty bad.
It's got the music.
Ascension is pretty bad.
No, shut up. Ascension is brilliant. I love the
No,
time.
Ascension is.
I do like the Cybermen's
Terrible.
disguise skills, though, at the start of the second episode.
I love Ascension as Cybermen.
Well, they put hoods. They just put hoods on.
Just with the coats on. And no one
Surprise!
notices that your
reminded me-
soldiers
That
are
reminded
2
me of
foot tall now.
the bit in Spider-Man from 2002 when the Green Goblin's pretending to be an old woman in the fire, turns around and goes, "Rah!"
They walk back into the base, and nobody notices. The people who just walked outside are now 2 foot taller and very bulky.
You were saying earlier, Harry, that
Yes.
I'm going to start that sentence again. the Cybermen are, like do more stuff like logically and not emotionally.
Yeah.
I did find them to be quite sassy though. They were quite sassy in several moments. I found.
Give me an explanation.
Well, the thing is, I've written that note down and I can't remember.
It's the fact that they like
Oh, when that one stood on the thing with his leg up.
with his
like,
leg up, so they could get the shot of the guy from underneath.
Yeah, through his legs. Like, he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
That.
And the shot
I
lingers,
remember
and then
that.
he just puts his leg back. It's like
It's
what?
annoying. I can't actually remember moments of them being sassy. And now I look like a fool.
It's the bit
But
where they say the Cyberman is like, yeah, the Cyberman. It's like he knows what he said. He wouldn't like respond it. Some of the way that they reply to people is a bit odd.
We
does
are
come
called
across as a bit
Cybermen. Cybermen? Yes, Cybermen.
Yeah.
Cyberman.
But
The second episode didn't show a repeat of the cliffhanger as well, I noticed.
I don't believe so.
No, it didn't. I noticed that. It just
I
picks
did
up
not
straight off. Did you notice
the only one that
the,
does is episode 4.
Do you notice
tiny
the
bit.
theme music has like that constant weird beeping through it?
oh, I love that though with like the computer
Yeah.
things coming up on the.
Yeah, that's a special thing they did for this story.
Is it?
I think that's quite good. Well, they did like a few like intro bits for certain stories, like I think they did it for Seeds of Death.
But they're all slightly different, so they're then
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah, which I quite like. I like them each having their own sort of intro. What is that chocolate? Oh,
What are you eating there?
I want chocolate.
What you got there? What you got?
Oh,
Oh, some bourbons. I have a big bag of.
walnut cake.
Other
I've got a
chocolate
big bag
biscuits
of-
are available.
I have coffee and walnut cake.
Oh, he's off. Harry's off. Now we can talk shit about him. He's so stinky, and he's got a big face.
Don't know much about space travel, but I do know how the rocket was working in these episodes isn't how they're meant to work.
I mean, none of the science in this episode was. There's a moment in this episode where someone suggests a planet being hit by some kind of like a hydrogen bomb will turn it into a supernova, which is not how space or science works.
Oh, that annoyed me as well more, because at this research base on the South Pole, well, science base, they have a world-destroying bomb, and I do know part of the Treaty of the South Pole is you are not allowed to store weapons there.
When was that treaty signed, though?
Around this time.
Who's going to Google it first?
Arctic Treaty System.
1959, I think.
Effective
Yeah, this would've
1961. So yeah,
it was enforced 1961. Yeah. But this is the future, Cameron. This is the cool years of 1986. Anything could have happened.
You know who's more stinky than me? You.
Oh no!
you still aren't allowed to keep weapons on the South Pole, especially not a fucking atom bomb.
But what if you've got a Boston accent?
Even then,
I would like to point out to the listeners that other Dan is no longer at his microphone. He's just lying in his bed.
in darkness.
Quite
I'll
sexual.
tell you what happened is I bit my tongue
Why'd you do that?
really quite hard. Not deliberately.
That's what they all say.
I
You're
just
really
thought
going
I'd
for that
stop
cake,
talking for a
Harry.
bit.
You're really going for it.
A
And by
question
cake,
for you.
yes, he means that. Oh, we already made that joke.
No.
How old can a Cyberman live for if it doesn't, like, get killed? Is it, and because they have immunity to all illnesses and things,
Yeah, but
so would they just live forever?
their brains.
Like on them where they get so old and then they just shut down?
My theory, because they've got human brains, no matter how much like chemicals is pumped into the human brain, it does eventually, like, they could get dementia or some shit. Like, it would eventually go like brain dead.
Space dementia, you could say.
They could get space dementia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're just humming
Well,
nonsense to yourself.
That's most of this podcast anyway, humming nonsense at each other.
As of Series 12, though, they are no longer cyborgs. They are now just robots, aren't they?
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Well,
Fucking
only those
typical.
ones, though.
Well, all of them apart from the Cybermasters, Cyberlords.
But also, they all died, though.
No, the
Yeah.
ones in Ascension have people in them, don't they?
No.
Well, they've
How
got
did they
Yaz
get-
and Graham in
Yeah,
them.
how did they get into the suit if there's...
Well, no, because Assad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get rid of the
He refused
human
all
bit."
Nanosuits from them.
Yeah.
Oh.
He got rid of the human man all but himself.
Yeah. Oh, we might have to rewatch that one at some point together.
I
you
don't.
know?
I don't want to.
I think you do.
We've
wanna
already
go.
done an episode on it. We've already done an
I think we
episode.
should
I
on
know,
watch
I
the
did.
two-parter as a whole as well, actually.
We did. I
think
lost
we
my
should do
mind.
Another episode on it.
We will
I
watch
don't
it
think we
again
got our
when...
thoughts across.
Right, we've discussed this before, but
When
I'm saying
Timeless
the definite thing.
I
We
had
will
so
watch-
many notes.
When the Timeless Child arc finishes, we'll watch it again.
Oh, I don't wanna.
When Chris Chibnall finishes his showrunner, we will go back and we will watch all of his stuff and review Chris Chibnall.
Oof.
Because
Yeah.
we can't review something halfway through, and that is what people are getting wrong at the moment with their Chibnall reviews.
Yeah,
If
I
it's-
do agree with that, actually. I think... well, no, I don't. Well, I do. I think... I think if you're going to record a video essay on why... Example, Jack Wolf. I think that works because those two videos he's just put out recently are about the Ghost Monument
Yeah.
and the TARDIS interior and like that. aspects of it, and it's like fair enough.
He's
enough time
reviewing
passed.
few like episode by
Yeah.
episode as things started to appear, and saying what he would do differently with what we have now.
To say it's the worst era of Doctor Who, though, is like I just don't think it's fair just yet. Because I mean, I really like series 5.
Trial
like,
of a
a
Time
lot.
Lord.
But I don't think the Moffat era as a whole is is the best era.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or 5, 6, and 7. You put all those series together, I don't think that's the best. But I do really like that one part.
My
You know
least
what I mean?
era, sorry Dan, is the Trial of a Time Lord to the beginning of Sylvester McCoy.
Don't
What?
mention that in front of Dan.
Wait, what? Trial of a Time Lord to Time in the So Trial of a Time Lord.
Well, season 23 and season 24, that's my least favourite era of Doctor Who.
I mean, you're wrong, but yeah, I respect your opinion that that you're wrong.
I
somehow.
respect your opinion that it's like one of your favourites too.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask that, so. No, right. Listen, no, for reals this time. I think the show,
For realsies.
in terms of like the eras and like quality overall declining, I think that started with just the 80s, and then I
Yeah.
think the odd season
I'd agree
picks
with
up a bit, like season 22. I think no, sorry, I mean season 22 is one that is like overall a bad one, but then season 23 picks up, I think, and then
You mean the
season
series
24
are getting
drops
worse
again,
when the
and
BBC
then
Director
season
General?
25 picks up again. Like I think it just fluctuates loads through that era. It's hard
Trial
to
of Time
pinpoint a
Lord-
decline.
I can pinpoint the decline. When the controller of BBC One didn't like the show and started cutting the budget, that's when it started declining.
Well,
See, I like Trial of a Time Lord mostly, but I cannot stand Mel as a companion at all.
no, same. It's a good job she's only in Vervoids.
In Terror of the Vervoids, Christ, like because that could have been such a good story.
She was on
well,
the
it wasn't-
radio the other day, Bonnie Langford.
Terror of the Vervoids was. Oh, Bonnie Langford.
No, Bonnie Langford doing like an interview, I think.
Yeah, I've seen a few news articles that she's filming a new Doctor Who episode because they have no idea what Big Finish is.
Imagine if they got Bonnie Langford back.
Bonnie Langford and Colin Baker playing them in live action nowadays would be horrible.
Oh Christ,
I'd really like that, actually.
that would. Be, oh,
It'd be fun, but it wouldn't work that well, I don't think.
it would be fun if Tom Baker and Louise Jameson reprised their roles as Fourth Doctor and Leela.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I wouldn't mind Fourth Doctor with anyone, really.
Although Tom Baker's like his brain's going a tad.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say, because I've been watching the behind the sofa things on the new collection box set, and like when he's watching them, like when people talk to him, he's just a bit like not really there.
But he's
But,
getting pretty old. Your mind just does that. It just goes, doesn't it? He's not eternal.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, it's going to be such a sad day for like
Haven't
the world.
Haven't they like?
When Baker
Big
dies.
Finish is still going to be like producing shit with him in though, like well after he's
Yeah.
gone.
Well, they've been milking.
They've got
Like-
like another 4 years of content
Got
with him
a
apparently.
backlog of like so much stories,
Jesus.
which I'm
Just a quick sidetrack into Big Finish. I saw the other day someone saying, "Oh yeah, we should get a Christopher Eccleston, John Barrowman story for Big Finish," and someone went, "No, that ain't happening. They don't like each other." And someone went, "Oh, but they got Tom Baker and Lila Ward to do one," and people clearly don't
Yeah, 'cause
know
it's
the
the same
differences
thing, isn't it?
between Lila Ward and Tom Baker splitting up that one and
Yeah.
still being friends and getting along,
Yeah.
as opposed to Christopher Eccleston absolutely hating John Barrowman because he kept getting his dick out.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah, did
have
you
you
not
not
know
heard that
about
before?
I thought we
Not
made
heard
jokes about it on it. Yeah.
He
We mention it quite
would get his dick
regularly, I
out.
think.
It's one of the reasons
Right.
Chris Eck can't stand him as well. Apparently, is because he'd just get his dick and balls out on set all
Yeah.
the
To be
time
fair,
and
I
just
saw
run
a
around
thing.
and be horrible.
I saw a thing at a convention where it was like with the Torchwood crew, and he like tells a story, or she tells a story, where she's got one of those hair rollers on, and he just shoves his dick for it while she's like getting her hair done.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, also, we don't know what happened behind the scenes with everyone, to be fair. Apparently David Tennant's nickname on set was David Tenninch. So,
I mean, he did start dating 2 of his co-stars.
He did what?
David Tennant, he started dating Sophie Miles after the Girl in the Fireplace, and then he
they
started
were
dating...
together, weren't they?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. For 2 years, weren't they?
Yeah, and then after The Doctor's Daughter, he started dating Peter Davison's daughter.
Yeah. Why is Paul posting Eric Roberts in the chat?
I don't know.
I'm too comfortable to go over and check, so you'll have to tell me.
Is he getting mad about the hair again?
Yes.
Yeah, but what's wrong with his hair?
I don't know. Paul has some weird obsession with Eric Roberts' hair.
I'm confused.
So shall we talk about episode
The 10th
3
planet.
of the 10th planet?
Yes.
There's a moment, I don't know if this is in episode 3.
Oh no, he's been replaced.
He's gone on holiday.
Going, oh.
He's been replaced by a bunch of blankets because he was too old to film.
Yeah.
There's a moment, I don't know if it's in this part, where Ben is locked in a room and he like picks up a screwdriver and goes,
Oh, he goes to the vent.
"Oh, just imagine trying to
Episode
tackle
2,
one of
that.
these geezers
I think
with
it's
a
episode 2.
screwdriver." And I found that
Because that's when he
amusing,
gets the projector.
considering...
You what?
Well, I found that amusing considering everything in Doctor Who since then, which is all they do is tackle things with a screwdriver.
As a
Yeah.
plot device.
I think it is in episode 3 as well. After Ben's been locked in the room with the Doctor and the scientist and Polly come and get him, and it's like, alright, so you'll have to go through the air duct, and you'll then need a screwdriver, and he just goes, "Now I've got a knife!"
Yes.
Just slaps a Swiss Army knife on the table.
Oh, well, I got this knife. He just slams it on the table. Yes, that'll do.
Yeah.
It really, it just...
It's Swiss Army knife, so it does have
He does, like, slam it on the table.
screwdriver, bottle opener attachment. Like, everyone should have. They are very useful.
Then he gets thrown over a wall.
Yeah.
He does a big flip, doesn't he? Yeah.
Very nice.
That was a great moment.
That's General Cutler releasing some anger.
But,
I've run out of
it's-
things to say about this
Watch the
episode
rocket.
because I've still not finished it.
I can't hear you, Dan. What is this stuff?
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
I find the first Doctor a bit strange in, like, the latter half of this story, because he goes from literally collapsing and not being able to do anything for episode 3 to being quite energetic, well, as energetic as he was at the time, in episode 4,
Sorry.
falling a bit, going off on an adventure with the 12th Doctor, as we now know, to literally dead.
Yeah, but I like that because that's like, you know how like the regeneration energy it's like that has already started to kick in and revive him. Like, because in episode 3, he's like he falls down. That's him like weary because it's literally the end of his life. And then series 4 is when the regeneration has started to work like slowly, and like that energy is kicking in. Like when Matt Smith turned back to younger Matt Smith pre-turn.
Yeah.
It fits in, I think.
Yeah, with a bit of retconning, it does kind of make sense.
Yeah. But only with retconning.
Again, this isn't episode 3, but I don't care about your chronological orders.
Ooh.
In part 4, I think it's the moment when they call the guy from Geneva and say, "Oh yeah, Cybermen taken over the Earth," and it's just like, yes, I know, Cybermen have taken over. It just fucking zooms out, and there's a Cyberman next to him going, "I'm in control of the Earth now."
Yeah. It's like,
It was like, it was almost like a comical like pullback
You're
and
waiting
reveal.
for the canned studio laughter.
It felt like it should be there, yeah.
I like the bit with the radiation, but they've never used that since. So
Yeah. But then that's a weakness, so it would make sense they evolved that out.
Yeah, that is true, actually. But then they evolved that out, but didn't evolve, like, solvents killing them in the moon base.
Yeah. And then the bit when Mondas explodes, that is a planet exploding right next to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so much shit would have got flung onto Earth's surface and stuff. But Doctor don't care about that. He's done his job.
Not just so much like shit of just like all the dust and space debris. One of those continents would have crashed into us and destroyed humanity as we know it, a la the dinosaurs.
Oh, it should have caused some damage for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like at that point, that was a classic like
Plot.
we've destroyed the mothership. They've all disintegrated.
Yeah.
That's a classic sci-fi.
Even the Cybermen, like, their whole bodysuits disintegrated, even though, like, there
It's
would have
mostly robot.
stuff in it. Yeah. Robot and human. That wouldn't have dissolved if Mondas had died. And if it had dissolved, then the outer skin would have dissolved with it.
Yeah.
But it looked cool, so I don't care.
It looked cool, yeah.
They did that well with the animation as well, actually. Like,
Yes.
the way it fell and sort of, like, started falling apart.
There also, I don't think there's any mention of like conversion and stuff either. Like they mention, like obviously, we used to be human, but now we're robot boys.
They first
But there's-
mentioned converting other people in the moon base, I think.
Right. Because that's now like that's a staple of Cyberman stuff now, but it's like basically no mention here at all.
Yeah.
Because I kind of assumed when they put Polly in that thing, it was like, oh, this is when they introduced the idea of conversion.
Yeah.
No, just a check.
Just a holding cell.
No, it's just some easily escapable big bars. I think that's everything I've got to say about it.
The Cyberman design.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
want a picture.
he's done a little picky.
Very cool.
I think that's, if they were going to redesign them, that's how they should look.
Oh, they do that. They do that every few years, don't they?
Yeah.
I just think they're too robotic now. Although, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
Tension of the Cybermen was the best they've looked the whole new series.
I did like the warrior design.
I
with the
agree
wide
with
head.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Looks very good.
I
wasn't
did
a
like
massive-
the shoulder spikes, but
yeah,
Oh,
I wasn't a massive fan of the Cyber Masters, but I really liked the ones before that, apart from the shoulder
Yeah.
spikes.
I feel like
I
shoulder
like-
spikes belong on
like-
Centauruns more than Cybermen.
yeah.
I
Because
like-
Centauran, you can sort of imagine using the spikes because they'll just like hunch over and start running.
yeah.
The spike stuff
Little
felt
rhinos.
less.
Unicorn.
it felt more like scrapyard than a Cyberman should be, I think.
Hmm.
I quite like Scrapyard.
I know what they were like.
Well,
sort of
I
going
quite
for.
like a scrap, so I'll
Like-
fight you.
Okay, let's
It
go.
was sort of
Okay,
like
okay.
looking as a medieval armor where you would have the spikes on there as like a sword breakers type deal. But on a Cyberman, that doesn't make sense because they're using blaster rifles.
Look, I'm just beating up Dan now.
This isn't
Yeah.
fair. Oh, ow.
There's some brilliant acting taking place on screen here
Well,
with Dan just
I think
wiping his nose and glasses and stuff.
am I bleeding? I think am I bleeding?
Oh shit, sorry mate.
I'm
Are you
ble-
not going to fight back then, fam?
I think I'm a pacifist,
Yeah.
Ooh.
so I don't want to fight you.
The viewing figures for these episodes, as Dan loves me saying, episode 1 had 5.5 million, episode 2 had 6.4, episode 3 7.6, and episode 4 7.5.
Yeah. Have you been watching those ratings videos? The guy who does the ratings talks about.
No,
Oh, okay.
I just read them out weekly.
There's.
You idiot.
Shut up.
Um,
It's a lot better than. You're right, Dan. It's a lot better than the Smugglers, which was
Yeah.
like an average of 4 million, I think.
Mm.
But yeah, it definitely picked up from that.
I
as
find
we
this
sort of-
noise unpleasant.
As we sort of discussed, episode 4 is missing, but it does have bits still around because it's
Missing according to you, but for us fans.
But I found it. It's here.
Well, no, it's one of the ones which is basically because it's confirmed that there's at least 6 stories, like 6 episodes in private collectors' hands, and this is one of the ones which is almost certainly one of those because it got borrowed by Blue Peter for to show the regeneration clip.
Yeah. And
But
so
then-
the BBC still have that clip in the archive because
But
it was
they
on Blue
never
Peter.
they never returned the episode. Blue Peter never returned the episode to the BBC.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with an episode of Dalek's Master Plan. I think it was episode 4.
But yeah, so they still have
No.
the BBC still have in their archives, thanks to Blue Peter and how that was recorded, the regeneration bit, and then it being made in animation, which is the widely available one. But they also recreated a lot of it for An Adventure in Space and Time and Twice Upon a Time.
I actually think the regeneration wasn't from Blue Peter. I've actually just had a memory that it's...
Everywhere that I found it said it was because of Blue Peter, that's why they still have it, but
Oh.
I could be wrong again.
It's one of those 8mm films, though, when you watch it.
Hartnell doesn't appear in
Maybe
episode 3 because he was too ill on the Monday.
Fool.
But
with his tracheal dementia or whatever.
yeah, Dan, whatever you are saying, it's not being picked up by your microphone.
That's yeah.
But they sort of expected this sort of thing to happen, so the script was written in a way it could be easily changed.
Dan, we can't. Dan, your
Dan,
mic's
turn your microphone
Got
on.
him.
Daniel.
Oh.
But yeah, so the script was written so it could be changed should Hartnell not be available. And
I mean,
think
that's why this script was written in the first place, really.
Well, originally they were going to get him to leave at the end of the Celestial Toymaker from series, but then he stayed on, and they got rid of him in this one.
Yeah.
Because in Celestial Toymaker, Hartnell had a holiday then as well, and they voiced it over. So he was gone and they were going to have it that when he reappeared, it would be a different actor.
Yeah. But I think that's partially why Ben is a lot better in this, because it was 3 of the actors. The Doctor stuff was shared between, which I believe was Ben, the scientist, and the general.
Mm-hmm. So, what was he called? Barclay?
Barclay, yeah.
I liked that character. I liked him a lot.
His beard becomes a lot bigger in the animation.
Except for how patronising he is to Polly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all patronising to Polly except for Ben, really.
Yeah. The first Doctor's last line was changed in the script due to
My
time
dear, not a
constraints when
moment too
filming.
soon.
What?
So,
What?
so the one we get in the show wasn't the original last line. It was meant to be, no, I simply will not give in, which they then later retconned into Twice Upon a Time. So it was meant. That's where that thing comes from. It's not just Moffat pulling it out of his ass. It was an actual thing of him not wanting to regenerate.
That doesn't redeem it for me. I still hate that episode so much.
Yeah.
Bradley is beautiful.
I didn't say anything about him.
It's the final appearance of the first Doctor in black and white. The rest of his appearances are in colour.
What, Richard Turndall? Uh-huh.
In the third Doctor's, 3 Doctors as well, he appears in colour.
Yeah. He's on that little TV screen.
In a shed.
Yep.
Michael Craze, who plays Ben, had recently had surgery on his nose to remove a bone chip in there, and it was rather sensitive. And working in the fake snow aggravated that injury a lot. But it worked out better for him, because one of the people who had thrown the snow into the wind fan, he later asked to marry him, and they had a child together.
Oh.
So that is how he met his wife.
He died quite young, didn't he, Michael?
Yeah, he had a heart attack, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But his son, with his wife who we met on this, filming this, is called Ben, which Wikipedia kindly told me.
Coyote.
Takes place in December 1986 in the South Pole. And
Grenada's the South Pole.
here's the fucking annoying bit. William Hartnell objected to the casting of Earl Cameron because racism is what I've literally got written down.
Jesus.
He didn't want Earl Cameron cast, but which
That's
Who was Earl Cameron?
he was one of the two astronauts. He was the coloured gentleman.
Oh, yes.
Which was like, it was. I watched this with my mum, and like she commented how it's like was one of the first
Yeah.
black people with speaking part on Doctor Who. I think there's this guy. There's this guy in The Smugglers, which is the episode previous. I think called Jamaica, who had a speaking part.
That's quite a name.
Yeah,
There's some Tomb of the Cybermen as well has like some poor casting in it as well, where it's like
Yeah, there's the
Cyberman.
the man
Soberman in that is
Although I have to say, I love his character. Like I hate the implication.
Oh, he saves the day eventually, Toberman.
What?
Toberman saves the day eventually because he's the only one strong enough to be able to close the door.
And he fights the thing, but it's not. It's like terrible politics. But I did love the character, and I still do. Like growing up, but he should have gotten a better like part.
Yeah. And the two writers, Kit Pedler and Jerry Davis, are at times credited in the title sequence. At one point, Kit Pedler is spelt with 2 T's instead of 1, and weird things like that for some reason.
Wait, what? So wait, they spelled it wrong.
So upset.
Yeah, they spelt their names wrong in the opening title.
I'm so upset. Hartnell was a racist.
It doesn't surprise me.
I learned this on a review of Twice Upon a Time, when someone said they were talking about people complaining, saying David Bradley does a disservice to William Hartnell. And he said, no, William Hartnell does a disservice to William Hartnell by being a xenophobe. I was like, oh, well, there we go. Not
Richard
surprised.
Hartnell, he was just a sweet old man as the Doctor.
Yeah, but that is all I've got. I don't think we have any viewer thoughts this week because he sat there.
What?
So, do we want to do a randomizer or anything else?
Can we do randomizer and then news?
Let's do news and then randomizer.
Oh, news.
Yes, the news.
No, actually, let's do randomizer.
Yes.
Oh, fuck you.
I win.
I'm not going to get it on the screen. That took ages last time. I'm not doing it now.
Well, we went through about 20 different options.
I'll just
that was
loudly eat some crisps into a microphone.
I will mute you.
I'll mute myself.
Very considerate. He looks like he's eating them loud though. It looks loud. So should we hit it? Should we do
my head.
Dan, put number of fingers up of how many times we should press random.
10. 10.
10.
Yeah, there.
20,
No, not
30,
20. Not
40.
30. Not 40. No, not 50, not 60. No.
Right,
He said 70.
Let's do 5.
Let's do 7.
Drum roll, please.
I said 10, he said 70, so divide 70 by 10 is 7.
That's logical. Okay. Boom. Return of Dr. Mysterio.
Again.
Christmas special, though, isn't it?
Yes, we're not allowed to.
Sorry. Drum roll again, please. Planet of Giants.
Again.
I don't
That's
really
a fun
want.
one.
I don't want to do another Hartnell one, to be honest.
We could do, before you press randomizer again,
Too late. I've pressed.
Planet of the Dead.
No.
Because next week will be Easter, when we record roughly.
Building dimensions in time.
Fuck that shit.
I don't wanna. I don't
No,
wanna.
Geneva.
Why don't
So
you
we
wanna
could do
Dimensions
the
in
Doctor
Time?
Who Easter special.
No, I'm expecting to do Dimensions in Time. I knew we wouldn't do it for this one though. And we're gonna wait.
We will do Dimensions
I don't want to do
in Time at some point, but
Planet of the Dead is so boring.
it's the Easter one.
It's so bad.
Or you can press randomizer again.
I
Let's
have
do
done,
random.
and it's given us Blink.
We've
Oh.
already done season 3 relatively recently.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't. Oh.
Again, we got the waters of Mars.
Mm.
And
Maybe.
again, we got the androids of Tara.
I've been meaning to watch Key to Time again recently, to be fair. Oh, shall we do the whole Key to Time trilogy?
Isn't that 3 individual stories, so it's like 40 episodes?
6 individual stories.
6, sorry. It's still like 40 episodes.
I wouldn't want to do them in order.
No, I mean, watch them all.
I'm pressing for Blink.
Wait, give us another one.
One more.
Oh, Cameron, it's Battlefield.
Yeah.
Let's do Battlefield.
Battlefield?
Because I got the Season 26 box set recently, and I need to
I've
check
got it
it out.
on DVD.
I've
It's
got it on
not as big a
BritBox.
flex.
Start your 7-day free trial now at britbox.co.uk.
We're not sponsored, but if you'd like to,
Yeah.
you
Let's do
you help run our podcast, BritBox.
Sorry, Dan. Blink. It's just
I wanted to play.
sorry.
You weren't here last week and we did Series 3 then, so...
Yeah. Actually, so it's your own fault, is what he was saying, Dan. You're to blame.
We've got to do Battlefield now.
Oh, why am I to blame? I wasn't listening for a second. I don't know
It's
what you said.
Telltale.
News.
Theme tune. The news. Yeah, we got some news.
Look at the professionalism here. Like, just the news reporting.
What news have we got this week? Well, we've got some.
You tell us, we've not been doing it properly for the last 3
alright.
weeks.
So the Christopher Eccleston. I'm going to start that sentence again. The Ninth Doctor Adventures. The first volume has got a trailer.
Yeah.
Anyone listen to it?
Yeah,
I
It's a-
haven't.
audio trailer,
Half
isn't
of
it?
Is that the Dalek one?
No.
Oh no, it's the one where he's like.
Where there's a big robot, I think.
Is it the one which I talked about where I was like, his voice is a lot more high pitched?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything that was in this trailer. And
They-
I watched it like before we started recording.
It seems like he's trying to do an impression of a more excited Doctor, like Tennant or Smith. He seems a lot more.
He does seem yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But watching him in the photos and stuff, he does seem more excited.
It is understandable, I think.
Yeah. The trailer though, it did seem to me. Do you know those old piracy ads where it's like you wouldn't steal a
Yeah.
car and things? When the like quotes they want people to know shot into the screen, it reminded me of that because it's almost the same.
It was a similar font, wasn't it? I think it's the same font used on like promotional material around that era.
Yeah, it is.
But it might be the same font from the. I'm gonna find out.
You
now.
wouldn't
It's
steal a
not
car.
as similar.
You
but
wouldn't
I
steal a
don't think
policeman's
it is.
helmet, poop in the helmet, and return it to his grieving widow.
That's from IT Crap.
Yes.
I remember that.
It's such a shame that the writer of that is a colossal
Oh.
twat.
Oh yes.
Oh no, it's definitely not the same.
No, but it's very similar and
It is similar.
jumped up in
isn't
a
it?
similar manner.
You wouldn't download a house.
You wouldn't have your hair like Dan.
Fuck you.
Which one?
Free cheese.
Ah, okay.
I like News Dan's hair.
Got you.
Oh.
Yes,
the rest
in
of the
other
news-
news,
I'm doing the rest of the news from a Dutch angle now.
That looks good.
It's half Australian.
You should keep that like that now.
I'm a shot from. I look like a shot from Revolution of the
You can only
Daleks.
see the way down now.
No, turn it back. Turn it the right way, Cam. I'm going that way now. Wait, what?
What else? Some more news that we've got. Oh, we're all still messing with camera. This is excellent, excellent visual comedy on an audio only.
As usual.
As usual. So Paul is famous now, I think. That's news number 2.
Yeah, a lot of the news outlets used
double
things from his Twitter for the Doctor Who filming last week.
Yeah, so he
One of
got
them
like,
in Liverpool credited him as Paul Tagliatelle.
which is
Yeah,
not
an
his
actual
name.
news source has called him that.
What is it again?
Caligari. Caligari?
Cagliarini?
Cagliarini.
Cagliarini
I
or
think.
something? Yeah.
Caglarini.
The big cat.
Yeah, see, a lot of his
Cagaspando.
footage.
Sorry.
All the footage he took from the set, the set photos he took from Liverpool, and I just circled around the internet. And also that he started a meme, I think.
Yeah, the Doctor Who wankers.
Wankers.
One of the important bits he managed to get last week, though, was the bit of Dan joining the TARDIS properly. It's like, do you need a lift anywhere? And then
Yeah.
Yeah,
John Bishop
effectively
walking in
got
and
to
hugging
see
the side of the
most
TARDIS.
Which was quite funny.
So he managed to get a rather important bit.
So I presume that's like at the end of the first step, probably.
First or second, it's being heavily rumoured as. There's quite a lot of rumours going around that it might not be the first episode, but there might be one of just Yaz and the Doctor.
That would be. Is there a precedent for that in New Who? If there's a new companion, they're normally right at the start of the season, aren't they?
Mickey, when he joined as a full-time companion, joined in episode 3,
I'd say there's a
Same
slight
Captain
difference there in that he was.
and then Captain Jack and
What
Adam.
the fuck was that?
Nothing.
Yeah, Captain Jack and Adam joined in.
Oh, fucking Adam.
Yeah,
Fucking Adam. A new series coming.
Of new series.
yeah. Yeah, Adam joined in episode 4?
He joined
Three.
in
4.
Dalek.
Dalek.
No,
Yeah, which
5.
is. Yeah, sorry, I forget that's 2
Oh,
parts.
that's 6, isn't it?
Rose,
Rose,
End of the World.
Unquiet Dead, Slovene 2-parter. So it's 6.
Oh, look at him go! Look at him
Yeah.
go!
I watched it
Okay.
during the week as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then he's in it for 2 episodes, and then Jack is in it for the last 3 of the series. 4, sorry.
I did a fart.
5.
5. 4
'Cause-
stories.
No, 3 stories. 'Cause
No,
it's
2 stories.
Empty
Whatever.
Time of the
Yeah.
Dance.
I just want
So
to.
there is a precedent in New Who for companions not joining at the start of the series.
Yeah, I suppose the difference there is that they were like already present
And that was
for a
also
bit.
fun as well.
Yeah.
Jack wasn't present throughout the rest of the series, though.
No.
He does
I
join halfway
suppose
through, and then
but it's. So Dan is meant to be like a regular companion, though, and if there's
Yeah.
a regular companion, it's like introduced at the start of the series.
Hmm.
I suppose is the slight difference.
But then
I
they've
disagree.
Well, I
they've been-
disagree.
They've
I
been
disagree.
filming for a while now, although,
yeah,
and they've already had John Bishop on set because it got leaked before we've seen him.
it
here.
got leaked around the time the Sontarans leaked.
Yeah, so they're just filming his entry now,
Yeah,
but it's not the beginning. So he's been in it before. So
yeah. No, but I have seen things going around that there's possibly going to be 1 or 2 Doctor and Yaz stories, and then he comes in. But
I
I
suppose that
don't
would be
know the
nice.
validity of these. Look at me using big words.
Oh, look at you go!
Paul would get annoyed at you right now
Why would Paul get annoyed at me?
because he had that list of long words that he didn't like people using.
Yeah,
Did he?
validity
When
is
was
probably
that?
on there.
It was on
It was just in the chat. He said people on Twitter using these words should fuck off. So I then used a sentence with all of them in.
Right. Well, I need to find this tweet now.
No,
Which of
no,
his
it was in the-
several
It was in the general Discord.
yeah.
general Discord?
General Discord? Yeah, is there other news that we can...
There is other news. So there was a photo posted to Twitter by Dominic G. Martin
Mhm.
of I never actually.
The shadow!
Who chaser?
It's the shadow.
So presumably this was on the set. This was a set photo of a man in a big black mask and,
It had to
and a
be
fancy
the
coat.
shadow.
Can I just say, we stand Dominic.
He seems
Yeah, he's
like
a lovely bloke.
a
Never
lovely
met him
young man.
personally, but
He's so
lovely
nice.
bloke.
He is lovely. But it has to be the Shadow. Otherwise, it's a major rip-off because he's got like the little skull cap thing, and then he's got the black with the gold sachet sort of stripes around.
So I'm not entirely familiar with who this could be. Do you want to explain who that is?
Well,
then
the Shadow is basically like in the Key to Time saga. It's about this character called the Black Guardian trying to get the Key to Time so that he can have control of the universe. The Key to Time.
where did he look? Did he like lose them behind the sofa?
The Key to
Was
Time.
it in his pocket the whole time?
He'd left
been
it in the
spread
door
across
when
the
he came
universe.
in.
He left it in the door, hadn't he? That happens all the time.
Closed
Yeah.
the door, it's still there.
It's been spread across the universe by the White Guardian. Like, because
That happened to me when I lost my keys last time. Yeah.
it's made of 6 segments, and so the Shadow is the Black Guardian's emissary who appears in the last part of the 6 parts of the Key to Time not trilogy. It's 6 parts. Sextuplatory. I don't know.
6 parts.
Sex?
Yes, but anyway,
He's a bit like the Silver Surfer.
he's an emissary for the Black Guardian. So basically,
So, what do
he
you
is
think
cool.
this could mean?
I basically believe that if he's appearing, then they'll have the Black Guardian appearing as like a main villain with throughout series 13.
Do you think they'll
And-
bring Zelen back?
Is that the one from the 5 that Patrick mentions in the 5th?
No, that's the terrible Zodin.
That's
No,
it.
no, Zelen.
Zelen is the guy from Now You Fear Me?
Yeah, no,
or whatever
you,
it's called.
Now you see,
Oh,
now you see me. Yeah, now you see me too. with
The guy
Zelen.
with the weird fingers who's mates with the toy maker.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
Kevin Lannister.
Can you hear
He
me?
was in,
Um,
you know.
Can you hear
I
me?
only want the Black Guardian to reappear as long as they keep his outfit the same as it was in the Keys to Time,
What, with the
where he
little-
has the swan hair.
Yeah. I think that it would work as well because they're sort of the whole timeless child thing is very sort of deep into its like Doctor Who lore. So what I'm thinking is they'll bring back the Black Guardian, but like this is just a theory of mine, but I think they might bring back Morbius.
A game theory.
Morbius.
I'm sorry.
Morbius, yes, because of the
Um,
Morbius doctors and the timeless child. I think that would be quite cool.
What? So you think that and the Black Guardian?
Yeah.
So basically, what Chibnall is doing is he is looking at the 4th Doctor's run.
And
just-
I'm doing
he's
that.
He's
well,
doing
also
do you remember
Morbius was a Time Lord, like a famous Time Lord, and they're doing a lot of stuff to do with Time Lords.
Yeah.
Probably bring back Omega too. Like they'll probably have
That
more.
video I shared earlier in the Discord that I said I didn't like because he wasn't citing sources and stuff. His leak, apparently Rassilon will be returning.
Well,
I'm so done
I
with
think
Gallifrey.
Tectean is Rassilon.
Huh?
My theory is Tectean is Rassilon, but just changes their name.
No. In the script for Timeless Children, it's Tecteon, Rassilon, Omega. In the scene where they're walking out somewhere.
Ah,
So Rassilon at one point was a big, bold black guy.
first.
So-
'Cause I knew I heard that, but then I heard like a theory that Tectean and Rassilon could have been the same, and then it would have been Omega and then the Doctor as the other on the other side.
It was said in the script that it's meant to imply that these other two with Tecteon are Rassilon and Omega.
Oh, that's shit.
Oh, God, I can't.
But yeah.
Well done.
To the
Any,
next
any
point.
any attempt to make the Doctor some kind of mystical, magical figure, I don't like.
Well,
Anyway, move.
better than like making him some sort
Yeah,
of
but
like
you like the Moffat era.
yeah.
Well, the difference there is he's a mystical, magical figure because of the done, not because of who he is.
yeah, but they're making him a god. Whereas in
I don't like that though.
Yeah, I don't. No, but that was in the Moffat era. They made him a god.
No, but he was a god because of the thing. I
He was-
understand what you mean.
The things he did.
Yes,
In-
whereas
in-
Wasn't
Yeah.
because of where he
Chibnall
came
has
from,
made
it's
him a-
what he did.
Yeah, but
Chibnall has made them special because of who they are and like
And not what they do.
not
which
because
was
of
the
any
initial
choices they
charm of
made.
the character.
I
Anyway.
quite like that. I like that more than the Moffat one though, because in this, I've forgotten what I was saying.
Fair enough.
So therefore, we win. Next point of
Got it.
contention.
Yeah,
Argument,
he forgot
logic.
because he was wrong.
Well-
facts and logic.
He destroyed
It
facts and
literally
logic.
just disappeared from my head. I can't even remember what we're talking about.
Vaporised it with our facts and logic.
Oh, the time the child has actually broken my head. I can't actually.
How long have you been appearing on the podcast now? Is it 4 weeks?
We've broken you.
I'm actually crying.
That took less time than I thought.
He's having some kind of breakdown. We should probably help him.
No, he needed this.
We've all done this at some point, Harry. It's just
Oh,
what it does
that's
to
what
you.
is coming.
Should I move on to the next news story? Yeah. So, there's been some details revealed about Volume 3 and Volume 4 of the Ninth Doctor Adventures.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything about Volume 2, weirdly, in that press release. They probably said something about it, but I didn't look. So,
Alright then.
Volume 3 is going to be the Mondasian Cybermen. Oh, yeah, because you've never coughed. Harry. Yes, it's Eccleston versus Mondasian Cybermen on the set of the movie Metropolis.
What?
You know
Yeah.
the movie Metropolis?
It's got a Queen song.
Has it?
I think it's Metropolis.
Well, that film was from 1927, which I think is
Oh, that's
slightly before Queen
Queen,
formed.
2 songs
the robot. Is
fit
You're
into
think-
Metropolis.
You're thinking of
You're just about 50
Flash
years
Gordon.
Are
You're
you
thinking of
alright?
Flash Gordon, Cameron.
Are you okay? I think we just created the Joker. Let's hurry up and get this done.
Okay. Volume 4 coming out February 2021.
I don't know what's
No,
that.
2022, because February 2021 has already happened. Shut up, Dan. He's teaming up with the Brigader. I keep every single time.
Brigader?
I can't say it. Brigader. Brigadier.
Can you do this with your nose?
With one nostril, I can. Yeah, Brigadier, played by John Culshaw, and they go on a venture to the Firth of Forth, which I think is near me. I need to double check.
Are you
I
in
think
it?
it's the. Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah, it's like Firth of Forth is like maybe an hour's walk over there.
Everywhere's an hour's walk over there, Dan.
Well, no, that's not true. One thing is an hour's walk over there. Yeah, so that's the mouth of the river that Edinburgh sits on, which is where I am. Don't dox me. There's some lovely beaches. I wonder if they're going to go to Cramond Beach. Maybe they'll get stuck on the island because the tide goes out. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Someone save me. Someone say something.
Also in the news.
That's it. That's all the news. Someone else say something.
Thank you.
Oh, I've got.
You're a monster. Oh, he's got news. Are
Yeah.
you taking over the news segment from me?
Yes.
Before you
You
say
opened it
that,
up
I
to
want
me,
to
Dan.
say fuck you to Free Cheese because Radio Gaga and Love Kills by Freddie Mercury both use footage from Metropolis in them for the music.
Oh,
At the end,
I thought you
Oh,
meant.
yeah, it says
It sounded
thanks
like
for
you were saying
Metropolis.
they used
Cameron,
them-
you worded it though like an idiot.
Yeah, Cameron. What you said was that they used the music in the.
No, I
You literally said that's the one with Queen in.
Yeah.
I'm sure you said those exact words. That's the one with Queen
No.
in it.
I said they wrote a song for it, not that it was in it.
Yeah, no, that's what that means.
Yeah.
That's what that phrase
That
means.
sounds like they wrote a song for the film, not they wrote a song
No.
in memory or dedicated to the film.
If I was to say I've wrote a song for the film Iron Man from 2008, everyone would say, "What do you mean? That film came out 13 years ago. You lunatic."
It's
Like-
not my fault. You just don't understand my words, you heathens.
No, it is. No, it is your fault. It is your fault.
Your fault. But
For
yes,
the-
your news.
Go on, Harry. What's your news?
My mind has just been numbed by your conversation.
Most of our conversations have that tend to have that
Fucking
effect.
well
Yeah.
for you, is it?
It's that they're. Oh, what's the point, really?
They're creating a TV show and it's called Doctor Who.
They're re-releasing the Blu-ray collections as standard editions now.
Oh
And
yeah,
they-
that's a thing. How
So
come you
what
didn't
does
get
that mean?
down?
So it means anyone who missed them in the first place can get them now again,
Oh,
not for 700
Okay.
quid or however much they go for.
right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, and Sacha Dhawan signed prints are now available from timemedalers.co.uk, as well as some Mandeep Gill ones they have left over.
What is that sound of dripping water we can hear? Are we in a toilet? Oh, it's fish. I thought someone was recording from a
I
toilet.
did think Cameron was like pissing into a bottle underneath the desk or something.
Will that be fun? I don't have a bottle nearby.
Oh.
Oh, I'm about to sell something on eBay.
Oh, what are you selling?
Revelation of the Daleks figure set.
Oh.
Sealed in box.
How much?
Yeah.
Well, they've given me an offer of £140.
Jesus
so I'm
Christ.
counting 100.
I was going to offer to buy it, but no, I'm not for that.
I thought they would have gone for
How much
like.
did it cost you to
70.
begin with?
35.
90 quid.
Oh, you paid 9. They were 35 when they came out, weren't they?
Yeah, but I
You
didn't.
idiot.
I think
No,
that's my
fool.
biggest flex in my collection is I got that for
I thought-
35 when it came out. Now it's like
So did I.
worth
But I also then
shitloads.
rebought it recently from this American place who were selling them off cheap and selling it now for more, so I can have money.
Fair enough. That's the
Yeah,
The
market.
capitalist
It's
way.
not for the sole purpose of profit. It's because I got it in a box with like loads of other classic sets, and
Yeah,
the
like a job lot.
it was so expensive because it was from America. So I bought this so I could actually get the money back for shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not- capitalist.
anything else to discuss this week, gentlemen?
Oh, oh!
Okay.
I got
Go on.
news. Well, actually, both of us
Everyone's
have got
stealing my
news,
thunder
Harry,
this
and it's
week.
not about our engagement. It's about the new B&M figures.
Oh, you have new. What's happening with bin?
That
what?
leaked, didn't it? So
Oh,
there's
is this the thing that I posted?
I'll get it up on here. There's an alleged leak of the next B&M
Yeah.
figures.
With the- oh yeah.
We got ourselves in the works, in the pipeline. You heard it. You heard
Oh,
it
I
here
don't-
first. The Keys of Marin set. No idea what that could be.
Yeah.
Sensorites set. Earthshock set. 5 Doctors set. Those last two I'm definitely getting. Power of the Daleks and Day of the Daleks set. Or sets, that's separate ones obviously. Evil of the Daleks and Planet of the Daleks sets. A First Doctor and TARDIS re-release. Fourth Doctor and the Giant Robot, so that's, you know, the Builder figure. They're just going to
Yeah.
release that as a thing apparently. And that's all going to be coming out from June, July to December this year.
The Earthshock one and the First Doctor and TARDIS one, I think, aren't coming out. If they were leaked a year ago on that list of ones they were bringing out,
Yeah.
but on the newest leak of the actual codes from B&M, those two aren't mentioned.
Yeah,
all.
it's a weird thing. Take it with a bucket of salt, all of
Yeah.
it, because the same stuff comes around in circulation every year of what they might make and
Yeah.
what they've said they'll make at some point. So the more they do different things, the more likely the stuff you've got is going to come up.
Take it with a bucket of sea salt.
Oh, he's got Ridge Cut
Ridge
sea salt
Cut.
crisps.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
So yeah,
Uh,
might have to.
yeah,
get back
I would
into
be nice.
collecting those, actually.
I do want to get some more Dalek figures. They're the only figures I'm really interested in at the moment.
They all
'cause
display really well with each other compared
we
to
get in the
loads of
lounge, in the lounge downstairs, by the TV on the windowsill. I've got a progenitor Dalek, a Time War Dalek, and a 60s Dalek all next to each other.
They look.
I
Really
do just
cool.
want to collect more Daleks.
Just fill your
I'm
house
not-
with relics.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in figures of like people because I've got 13 Doctors. And other than that, I'm not really interested in any more figures.
Yeah,
of
I've
people.
got duplicates. I've got.
I still need to get some of your stuff off you.
Yeah, I know.
Have you got any Daleks you want to sell? I'll buy them.
Hey,
Yeah, but they're new
Hey,
series
I'm in
ones
there
with the fat
first.
sculpt. You don't want those. I've got a
Oh, yeah.
mutant reveal Dalek if you want that. That's the one that comes out and you can see the mutant inside.
I want to get your TARDISes.
Yeah,
I've got that
you can't
one.
have them. Well, you can have one of them.
Okay. Which one?
This is
I don't know yet. This is like Sophie's choice. So I'm gonna have to decide.
Oh fuck! Is that an Ironside camera?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
I have
Ironsides.
on my table
Okay.
next to me, I've got an Ironside Dalek second K9.
Here. Here's some
Yeah,
of
no, I do need to sell some to you. I'm
There
thinking
was-
of getting. A friend of mine's got the Cash Revolver set. You know the.
Oh,
the-
this one?
Yeah, hang on. That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that in box for 30 quid. So
I'd immediately take it out.
yeah,
of the box.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
take them out of the box. I like it.
I think the reason why the Daleks are better to collect as well is because it's hard to cock up the design of a Dalek, yet the face
Yeah.
molding can be horrible sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the latest Fourth Doctor that looks like the Queen.
Yeah.
No, I like that one. The one with the tartan scarf.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's quite good. It's
yeah,
just
it's
bad paint apps. But the actual sculpt itself looks really like on
No, the
make.
sculpts are consistently good. And like the
Yeah.
way they the way they're still using primeval sculpts to do stuff is
Yeah, to
incredible.
do
But,
like models.
but honestly,
It's a lot easier to muck up the printing and painting of the human-esque characters and stuff, as opposed to the Daleks, where they're mostly one or two colours.
yeah.
My K9's still got the green thread on it from that thing I sent to Dan the other day.
I think the only thing I've got still completely sealed is 11th Doctor Crash set on my wardrobe.
I have.
I don't
a
think I'll open that
Sea-Devil.
because I've got one of them. What, like him in
Wait,
the bow tie
Time
just
Crash?
out.
You've got Time Crash?
11th Doctor Crash set, not a Time
Oh.
Crash set. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was about to say the time crash set goes for like 100 quid on
Yeah.
eBay.
Uh,
I've got a Sea Devil in box currently. I think.
yeah, I'd love to do that, but they're all going to get re-released at some point by B&M. I think the time to we could do a whole video on the market of these things, but
Yeah.
I want a Supreme
that-
Dalek.
the
We'll
time
do
to
it
the
when I
time to
get all
sell
my
them all
figures.
was probably 2
Yeah.
years ago when B&M was starting to do more stuff, but hadn't ticked all the boxes yet, and now it's clear what they're going to keep doing.
We'll do the figure review episode when I've got all my figures up here.
Yeah.
I haven't got all of them with me currently, so
I mean, I've not really got many. I've got.
you can
I have
mark
the 11th.
ours then.
I've got the 11th Doctor. That big box for the 11th Doctor's in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saw that in Toys R Us as what, a 10 or 11
The
year old.
proper version of this.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, this is I need this,
Yeah.
and I
also
begged my
got
parents for it.
over there.
I wish I
Um,
had the 13 Doctors one.
I would
never
love
got
to find out how many of those they sold, because Jesus Christ, no, I think everyone I knew had one, because it was the only way of getting all of them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
It's
certain
the first
doctors
time they
like 8.
released Paul McGann.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that, and then recently I bought a 12 and a 13 figure just to complete the set out.
still
I
don't
still
have a
haven't-
12
And other than that, I've only really got Daleks. I have other figures at home, but
I might
They
get,
better
I didn't bring them to
get a
uni.
Martin figure. Otherwise, that's the only Doctor they won't have made a figure of.
I think when lockdown lifts,
I
might-
wouldn't
might
know
have
where to
to-
put it in the lineup though.
Yeah, but you'll
Okay.
find out.
I don't want to find out because it'll be unsatisfying.
Yeah, probably. Joe Martin's such a good. No, I've really strong theory that she is going to be the next Doctor, and that will be the surprise.
Sorry, I just realised this episode is getting long, so I think we should round it out and then we'll just...
Yes, start wrapping up, yeah.
We have kind of forgotten we're recording.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for
So,
listening. Oh, sorry, Cameron.
If you want to contact us, how can you do that, Dan?
Oh, pass
You
it back
probably
to me,
won't,
okay.
let's be real.
You, the other one.
How can I do what?
How can you contact us?
Oh, well, you simply have to be on email these days.
Like
So
I
if you- It's the future of communication in many ways. What would you say by 2050? How much business do you think will be done on email? I'd say
all of it.
60-70%, I would
More
say.
than 12%.
Yeah. You can contact us at... I've forgotten. Shobocast@gmail.com.
How did you forget the name of the thing you're doing right now?
Because I didn't know if it was like the Shobocast or
No, it's just we removed the
Or
bit on everything.
hashtag Shobocast or what up, it's the Shobocast. Yeah, Shobocast@gmail.com. We're at Shobocast on Twitter, aren't we?
Yeah.
On Instagram. I'm at Shinksy_ on Twitter. Anyone else want to...
I mean, I've deleted my Twitter, so...
Good, because I hated all of your tweets were horrendously
Fair
racist.
enough. Wait, what?
nodded along.
Cameron, you're at CT_Sykes.
Paul is at Paul
Don't, he's not here.
Cag or Lord Voldemort.
What are you doing?
Paul
He's not
has
here.
about 13 Twitter accounts.
Yeah. And Harry
He's
is...
got
I'm the Shobocast.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to contact me and Harry, it's just at the Shobocast.
Yeah, that's it.
Or at Shobocast.
Yeah.
And as we always say at the end of the Shobocast, Dan,
Be kind to your
What is it we
elders.
goodbye.
Live long and prosper.
Live wrong for prosperities.
And always remember
Oh, boo boo.
that...
And never forget the...
really want to do an
Remember-
episode on these figures.
Remember, the 5th of November.
Of Shobocast podcasting and thought.
I see no reason why the adventure games should ever be forgot.
Oh, they were fun when my computer let them work.
And end of the episode.